What's going on, Credit Snipers? Your boy Carlos Estrada with the Pass Credit Blueprint. Guys, thank you for that you guys are here today. I appreciate the attendance. I appreciate that you guys actually try to get and learn about not only business credit, but your personal credit. Now, the Best Credit Blueprint, we are the blueprint that will help you not only build your personal, but we also will help you get your business credits on point so that you can get lending. Now, guys, this is your first time on this channel. Make sure that you go ahead and subscribe. Make sure that you click on the bell icon. Make sure that you click on all so that you'll be notified every time that we post a new content. And at the same time, guys, give me the thumbs up. I'm about to give you some good quality content that I want to make sure that you put in practice as soon as possible. Why? Because I understand that a lot of us, and I've been in your shoes, I want to share what I've been through, and sometimes it's a headache. Why? Because we don't know specifically what we need to do, the steps that we need to follow, the checklist in order for us to start getting funding. So a lot of the times, a lot of these banks will tell you, hey, you've been disqualified, but they don't tell you why. They don't tell you, okay, well, go ahead and do this and come back to us in 3-6 months, whatever the case is. So I want to make sure that you guys know from the get-go. Start, take the next 30-45 days, get your credit, your personal and your business credits right, so like that you can go ahead and apply for whatever credit you're looking for, whatever credit lines. And again, we got to start little. We got to start building, just like you built the wall brick by brick, right, guys? So give me the thumbs up so like that the algorithms will help me out to bring this value or this content to many more. I appreciate it, guys. All right, so guys, so let's talk about your personal and your business credits real quick. Now, we know that in your personal side, people been following me for a while, I always talk about the 3 bureaus. So the 3 bureaus actually report your personal credit is Experian, you have your TransUnion, and you have your Equifax. Now, in the business side, you also have Experian and Equifax, but there's no TransUnion. In the business side, you'll find your small business Experian and your small business and Equifax. But now we have a new player. It's called Dun and Bradstreet. Now, this is the biggest bureau in the on the business side that the business will report to, or that reports your Paydex credit score for your business, because that's what it's called. It's called Paydex. It's not called your actual FICO A or your Advantage 3.0 or any other model the FICO has. It's called your Paydex score. And the way this is valued or graded is by your ability of what you have in, what type of accounts you have in your credit report, and how soon or how on time you'll pay them. So it's something like, so anything that you have in your personal doesn't report to your business, and what you have in your business does not report to your personal. But thinking about that, I actually had 2 business cards. One was TD Bank, and the other one was a Amex that I got for one of my businesses that all of a sudden ended up reporting to my personal. So there are certain banks out there, depending on who they are, and they usually say the a type of banks that will report to your personal. But at the same time, it will never affect your personal credit, or it will not do a pull, or it will not affect any other way unless you go delinquent and unless you default in those accounts. And our goal here is not for you to actually do anything illegal, but we want to make sure that you do it right, so that you are able to qualify for, little by little, for the high credit line, because I know you want to do a business for yourself. Now, if you have a business, guys, it is time for you to start getting your credit lines or your credit together. I don't want you using your own personal, because, one of the things is having a business has so many perks, so many deductions. And if you start using your own credit, your own cash, now you're actually taking from you. You know what? Let's have to build the business, build credit, build income, become profitable so it can take care of you. Now, I make my little notes and my remarkable. I love this little tablet. Yeah, it actually allows me to put all my thoughts together and everything else that I do. So all my notes here. So I got books after books. So I love to actually put my notes before I start every video, and at the same time I look through it. Thank you for allowing me to bring this to you. I know this was a checklist that one of you wanted to know how to build your business credit. So I want to make sure that I put it together for you guys, and thank you for the topic. Now, I'm going to give you a checklist, and you're about to see on the screen. I'm going to go from top to bottom. I want to make sure that you actually go through it and do this step by step. And I guarantee you, by taking the steps, it could take you between 1 to 3 days until you are formed, and you could start applying for credit. So, hey, follow the checklist. Let's go. So now you need to form your entity, whatever that is. But before I continue that, hey guys, remember that we are not attorneys and we're not CPAs. And we're not giving you any legal advice. We're telling you what works and what have worked for me and what have worked for our clients. I also will insist that you check with an attorney or CPA in your state, whatever state you are seeing this video at. But one of the main things that I ask you is, if whatever type of business you have, find out what type of entity is best to have in your state, because every state has different laws when it comes down to taxation. But at the same time, some of your states require you to have a license depending on the business that you have. So what you do is, this is the steps to follow. So form your entity, LLC, C Corp, sole proprietorship, S Corp, whatever that is, whatever is best for your business. Do your own research, okay? But so form that, and usually you go to your state Secretary of State's website, and you can find out how much it will cost you, and you could do it yourself. If you don't want to pay an attorney, you don't want to pay a CPA to help you out, you could do your research. Google has a lot of information. So go ahead and do your own research, but it's free for you to, well, it's not free. It's free for you to research, but you also need to pay the filing fee. Okay, now after that, a must. Once you are incorporated, once you have your LLC or whatever the case is, you form your entity, you need to get an EIN. And an EIN is called the Employer Identification Number. So EIN. So it is the equivalent of your Social Security card for your business. And this is free, guys. All you need to do is go to irs.gov. irs.gov, and then apply for a EIN. It might take you a couple of days for you to get it. You'll get it in an email. Usually those will send you a letter, but it's free for you to do so. You can also go to Google and actually find out. Now, one of the main things, once you have all of this, you just got to take the steps, do it, and then continue to the next. All right, so one of the next things you need to have is an address. Now, I'll be cautious, and you decide this is best for you and your business. If you want to run a business from home, that's okay. But depending on the type of business that you want to have, you might either want to get a physical address, a business physical address, or a virtual address, or you want to run your business from home. I remember when I first started, I did for my business, and it was my home address. It still worked for me, but once I started expanding, I needed to go ahead and actually get a physical address until we got our building, a brick and mortar that we were able to work out of. But whatever works for you, also do a little research. But at the end of the day, you still need to have an address. You need a phone number, and you need a website. Now, you could go to Google and get a free number. You could go to so many other services out there and get a number. One of the things that I always advise some of my clients, especially if they want to separate the personal life from the business, there is a service called Ring Central. Especially when you're by yourself and you start hiring people, and sometimes these people are not with you, they are remotely, they are virtual. You are able to have this, and again, I'm not getting paid by any one of this. It's just my advice to you and what I have used and seen that works. It's called Ring Central, and I'm able to actually get a report of outgoing calls, incoming calls, log of everything. Not only the good thing from that is that they have an app, and the app can be transferred to your phone. Now, once you do, all the calls can come to your phone no matter what. Or it can go up to your computer if you are at home, if you're working from home, and you have the capabilities to do so. But the good thing is you also have a different number, and you can call from the app, from your phone, and still look very professional. The other person on the other line will not even know that that's actually an app that is on your phone. But it's great. Usually the price, I think, range between $40 to $50 per line, and then it goes down as you add any other lines. And you think about this, a lot of you that are actually hiring a lot of VAs on across the world, that's another perk, because now you can provide to them a office or virtual office that the person in wherever you're actually serving your business to don't know. if you think about this, a lot of the credit card companies are doing this now. American Express, one of the big ones, they have offices all around the world, even in Mumbai, and most of them are working from home on an app, on a virtual number that will be customer service and pick up your calls. But anyway, that's more. We can go into a rabbit hole on that one. Now, get a website. If you want a cheap website and you want to get something going, because a lot of banks want to see that you have an online presence. How do they do that? They ask you, what is your website? And they want to check to see what you do. If you're a legitimate company, it's not a company that just gonna pop up today and go. Now, if you actually want to get a website, quick website, something fairly easy and inexpensive, I'm gonna put a link in the bottom. It's called Fiverr. Fiverr, it's gonna take you a little bit. You're gonna see it's gonna to your liking. You could put a job that whatever you want to do. In this case, you want to get a website done, and they'll give you proposals, and you choose whichever is best for you. Now, I'll tell you, some of these proposals go from $5 to $50. It's fairly inexpensive. It is great, so I'll advise you to actually go ahead and get something done today for your business. All right, so another thing that I advise you to do is go to Dun and Bradstreet. Dun & Bradstreet, it's free. You need to get a DUNS number. This is, remember we talked about one of the biggest bureau. When you go to the website, they got, you could get, it's called dunandbradstreet.com. Oh, yeah, .com. Get the Dun & Brad's number. They're gonna ask you, okay, you can get the membership, you can pay this monthly. You don't have to. It's entirely up to you. You just do your own research, see if it works for you. Great at it, but you don't have to. If you really want to get your credit report, go to nav.com, nav.com. That's my advice to you, but you could still go with whoever you want. They will give you your paydex, your business credit report, and the great thing that is too, that they check your personal credit report and they give you also your Advantage 3.0 type of credit report from Experian and Equifax. So, hey, I advise you use that. That service will cost you about $29 a month. They do credit monitoring for your paydex and your personal one. Hey, you need to have it, and you must have it, because now you want to start building credit, and you want to make sure that you focus on what you don't know, so that you know what to do in order to come back and be able to start increasing your paydex. Lastly, guys, you need to create a bank account, meaning a business checking bank account. And usually what you need in order to create a bank account, every bank will ask you this. Okay, we need to see the items of incorporation, meaning the entity that you form with your state. The Secretary of the State, they need to see your EIN, because it's got to be legal. They got to report to them. They got to see what was your income, how much you made, and how much you made at the end of the year. And they usually by the end of the year they send you a report. So yes, you need to create a bank account. Especially, look, you can create a bank account with any bank you want. The top 8 banks, which is Bank of America, Chase, Citibank, all the big name brands. But beginning, I advise you to is go with the middle banks. Go with the credit unions. I talk about Navy Federal all the time because it is one of the best credit unions out there, especially. There's also Bethpage Federal Credit Union, which is in New York, and whatever credit union you see in your state, local credit union is one of the best. Why? They, especially under this administration, they have placed a lot of funds, especially for small business, especially for a startup. So if your credit is good, and again, this is why we need to start working on your credit. And I want you to work on your credit, get it to the point that you know how to build credit, how to keep it where you are, and help others around you. But if your credit is good, this is when you also want to then go ahead and start applying for your credit report. Not credit report, your business credit. And one of the things why I say this is because no banks, and I know that there's a lot of accounts out there that says no PG or no personal guarantor. Anytime that you're gonna ask for lending specifically for a bank, they're always going to check your credit report. They want to see that you are a person, or responsible person, that will be willing to pay them back on that business account. So it sometimes will be a hard pull, sometimes will be a soft pull. This is when it says no PG, no personal guarantor, and based mainly on the business. Yes, it can happen, but for the most part, no. There will be so many banks out there, and you could actually go to Google, also research a no PG credit cards or no PG credit lines or no PG loans, business loans, and you'll find some, and there'll be some that will help you out. But if you want to start growing, if you want to start getting those credit lines of $20,000 or more, I urge you to start working on your personal credit. The goal here is to get your personal credit to 715 above. Now, I always preach that I want your credit to be in the 800 club. Why? Because when you are in the 800 club, that's when great things start to happen. Guys, thank you for being here with me today. I appreciate the time. Once again, if this was your first time on that channel, do not forget to go ahead and subscribe. Click on the bell icon. Give me the thumbs up. I appreciate that you guys were here today. Hey, this is your boy Carlos Estrada. I'm the Credit Assassin. And this is the best credit blueprint. And I'll see you in the next video.